Hey everyone, welcome back for another deep dive with us. Today we're looking ahead. It's not just any old looking ahead though, right? We're talking AI in 2025.
Mm.
And to guide us, we've got this super interesting article, Feliz Año Nuevo 2025.
Yeah, Happy New Year 2025, basically.
Exactly. And what's really cool is that the person who wrote it, it's not just like a tech person.
Yeah.
They're an educator, a
Yeah.
parent.
It's kind of a unique perspective, right? Like how AI could affect us, not just at work, but in our families and our everyday lives.
Yeah, totally. And they don't shy away from the big questions either. So they kick things off talking about healthcare, which is always a hot topic with AI.
And you always hear about, robots doing surgery and all that.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
But this article, it goes way deeper.
Oh, yeah. It dives into how AI is going to be used to analyze, tons of medical data. The author actually thinks AI will be better than human doctors at diagnosing some things.
What, really? Like what kind of things?
Certain cancers, some cardiovascular diseases, all from medical imaging and data. Whoa, okay. Now, that is mind-blowing. So it's not just about robots in the operating room. It's about AI being like this super-powered diagnostician.
Right. And then it gets even wilder. They talk about personalized treatments, basically custom made for you based on your genes and everything.
Hold on. So AI could create a treatment plan just for me.
Exactly. It's all about maximizing effectiveness.
Wow. That almost sounds like science fiction.
It kind of does, right?
Oh.
But it all ties into this other thing. They talk about smart wearables. Imagine your watch telling you about a health issue before you even feel sick.
Okay, now that is straight out of a movie. But it makes you think, right? What happens if this stuff becomes normal? Does everyone get access to it? What about our privacy, all that data being collected?
Huge questions, for
Yeah.
sure. It's great to have all this cool tech, but it has to be for everyone. And it can't come at the cost of, our basic rights.
Absolutely. Okay, so we've got AI potentially revolutionizing healthcare. But that's not all, right? This article also goes into how AI is going to shake up education.
Oh, yeah, big time. The source really pushes this idea of AI doing more than just, automating things in schools. Think about Khan Academy, how it already tailors lessons to each student. AI could take that to a whole other level.
Yeah, and they even mention AI being used in universities, like students having AI research assistants.
Crazy, right? But it does make you wonder, if we rely on AI that much, are we going to lose some essential skills?
That's a good point. Will students still learn how to think critically, solve problems on their own?
The author thinks that in 2025, education has to focus on those things AI can't do. So critical thinking, creativity, adaptability, basically how to be human in a world full of super smart machines.
Makes sense. So it's not about AI replacing teachers, it's about preparing students to work alongside AI, right?
Yeah, exactly. And what's really interesting is that the author sees this shift happening not just in schools and workplaces, but also in our homes. We already use AI every day, Alexa, Google Maps, all that.
Oh, for sure. We're kind of surrounded by it, aren't we? And in the article, they talk about how AI could manage our homes, simplify healthcare for families.
And even connect people across distances, like bridging those gaps.
Right. And that could be a game changer, especially for families with young kids or elderly parents.
Totally. But, there's always another side to the coin.
Okay, what do you mean?
Well, the article doesn't just focus on the good stuff. It also talks about some potential downsides of AI. And it's not just the whole robots taking over thing.
Oh, okay. So what are they worried about?
Well, for one thing, jobs. As AI gets smarter, it could start automating a lot of jobs that humans currently do.
Right. That's a big concern.
And then there's privacy, of course. The more integrated AI is in our lives, the more data it collects about us, and that can be risky.
Yeah, I can see that. It's like a trade-off, right? We
Yeah.
get all these amazing benefits, but we also give up some of our privacy.
Exactly. And the author really stresses the importance of having these conversations, figuring out the ethical guidelines for using AI.
I agree. It feels like we're at this crucial point where AI could do so much good, but it could also cause some real problems. So, what does the author think we should do?
Well, they're big on collaboration, bringing together, researchers, policymakers, people from the tech industry to figure out the rules and regulations for AI.
So not trying to stop AI altogether, but making sure it's used responsibly.
Exactly. And they also emphasize the importance of educating the public about AI so we can all make informed decisions.
That makes a lot of sense. This isn't just a tech issue. It's something that affects everyone, right?
Absolutely. And it's not something that's happening way off in the future. It's happening right now.
Okay, so we've talked about AI transforming healthcare, shaking up education, and changing the way we live at home. But what about the big picture? What does the author think the future holds for AI?
Well, despite the challenges, they're actually quite optimistic. They believe AI has the potential to solve some of the world's biggest problems and make our lives better in countless ways.
Okay, I'm intrigued. Tell me more.
The author really gets into the specifics when it comes to healthcare. Like, imagine AI helping us create totally personalized treatments. Treatments for those diseases that we've been fighting for, like, forever.
Okay, I'm with you, but give me an example.
Think Alzheimer's or like some really tough cancers.
Yeah.
What if AI could analyze your genes, your whole medical history, and then bam, it creates a plan just for you to fight that specific disease?
Whoa. That would be huge. I mean, you hear about these medical breakthroughs all the time, but this article makes it feel so much closer. Like it could actually happen.
Right. And it's not just about new treatments. They talk about AI making healthcare accessible too. Like, picture this. AI platforms diagnosing people in like really remote places where they might not have specialists.
Oh, that's such a good point. It's like everyone could have access to the best doctors no matter where they live.
Well,
And hey, speaking of access, the author talks about AI changing education too, right?
big time. They're talking about a future where AI tutors are everywhere.
And personalized learning. It'll be for everyone, no matter how much money they have or where they live.
So like a kid in a rural community could have the same quality education as someone in a big city.
Exactly. And AI can personalize it too, like figure out how each student learns best and adjust to that.
I can see how that would make learning way more engaging and effective too.
Right. And the author, I mean, their vision goes way beyond just healthcare and education. They see AI changing how we live, like every day, especially in our families and our homes.
Oh yeah. This is where it starts to sound like really futuristic. They were talking about AI-powered smart homes, right?
Yes. Homes that, like, know what you need before you even do. It adjusts the temperature, reminds you to grab something from the store on your way home.
Okay, that sounds pretty amazing, but also a little creepy, if I'm being honest.
Yeah.
Like, is it really good to have tech controlling everything? I get that. The author even says there's a line between, like, helpful and too much. But we already rely on so much tech, for directions, for talking to people, for entertainment.
Yeah, that's true, we do. I guess it's about finding that balance, right?
Exactly. And the author believes AI can actually help us connect with each other better, too. Like, think about AI translation tools breaking down language barriers. Or virtual reality, letting us share experiences with people far away, no matter where they are.
Okay, now those are some cool possibilities. Technology bringing us closer, not pushing us apart. But we talked earlier about, the downsides, jobs, privacy, that kind of thing. Does the author bring up anything else?
Yeah, they touch on how AI could be misused. Whether it's intentional or even accidental, things can go wrong.
Okay, what do you mean? Like, give me an example.
Well, what if an AI system is deciding who gets a job, but it's biased? Or imagine a self-driving car that has to choose protect the passengers or protect someone outside the car. These are like serious ethical problems we need to think about.
It sounds like we need to be really, really careful with AI.
Absolutely. The author is a big advocate for like regulations and making sure everything is ethical.
So not getting rid of AI, but making sure we use it the right way?
Exactly. And it's got to be a group effort, right? Not just tech companies, but governments and all of us too.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. This deep dive has been really eye-opening. AI isn't just a thing of the future anymore, it's here. What does the author say about how regular people can get involved in this? So it sounds like we all have a part to play, huh? It's not just about the big companies and the governments.
Yeah, for sure. And the author really emphasizes that, individuals have power here.
Okay, so where do we even begin? It all feels kind of overwhelming.
Well, they suggest starting with awareness, like actually taking the time to learn about AI, how it's developing, the ethical stuff surrounding it.
Right, but there's so much info out there. How do you even know where to start?
They mentioned like following reputable sources, organizations and stuff, even on social media. The more you understand, the better you'll be able to participate in the whole conversation.
So I've done my research. I'm up to speed. What's next? What can I actually do?
Well, they talk about the power of advocacy, like supporting organizations that are promoting ethical AI, reaching out to your representatives, even just discussing this with your friends and family. All of that helps shape the future of AI.
I like that. It's not about being a tech whiz. It's about being an informed citizen.
Exactly. It's a collective effort, and every voice matters.
Wow, this has been honestly kind of a mind-blowing deep dive. AI is clearly not just some sci-fi thing anymore. It's something we have to deal with now. It's exciting and a little scary all at the same time.
I agree. And this article, it really lays it all out, the good, the bad, the big questions we got to ask ourselves.
And that's what makes it so valuable. We're not just talking about the tech itself, but how it affects all of us and what we can do to make sure it's a force for good, not something we lose control of.
The author really leaves you with some food for thought. How do we ensure that AI is used to benefit humanity? And what role do you want to play in all of this?
Those are some powerful questions. And on that note, a huge thanks to you for guiding us through this fascinating topic. To everyone listening, we hope this has sparked your curiosity about the future of AI. And remember, the choices we make today will shape that future, so let's make them count.